So this is a Flemish giant. It is good in meat to bone density ratio. It can acquire kilos of up to 5 kilos if reared properly. So farmers should consider the grade ones in which they attain the required weight within a short period of time. Farmers can first of all place a nesting hatch in which to prevent it from giving birth on the ground and leading to them falling down and being eaten by predators. When the cost of feeding is higher than the cost of selling, that means you'll be making a loss. Yo, ni ajeni majama. So welcome to Kafaranga Enterprise. Today I'll be taking you through rabbit rearing, goat production and also poultry farming. Karibuni, let's enter our farm. So guys, this is my rabbit house. So the rabbit house should be well ventilated, in which I have placed chicken mesh and box mesh. This box mesh prevents animals which are outside from entering in and also allows proper ventilation or free flow of air. In the afternoon or in the evening, I will close them using these curtains, and in the morning, due to heat, I will open them to enable the free ventilation. So rabbits produce urea which has a choking smell. So when this helps in proper ventilation, flow of air in and out. So in this house, the rabbits are in cages. So these cages prevents them from interbreeding, also prevents them from fighting, and helps account each and every one in their cages. So come guys, I take you around my house. So these are my rabbits, and I will be taking you in each breed, their names and what are their characteristics. So I will start from my far left. So this is a Flemish giant. It is good in meat to bone density ratio. It can acquire kilos of up to 5 kilos if reared properly. This is a male one. This is the other. This is another one. This is a New Zealand white. It is a female one. It is a good mother. It can give you kids from 8 to 12 kids per kidling, and it will be able to kunyonyesha hadi zifikishe the required size and age. This is a female New Zealand white. It is quite heavy and is known for its meat. It doesn't give you a lot of kids, but if you crossbreed it, you will be able to get a good breed. So these are rabbit pellets. We place them in a clay container to avoid spillage, and this container can be found in mainly mahali wanatengenezanga pots, and it's advisable for you to have a clay container because it does not rust. It is quite heavy, so the rabbit does not play around with it and spill the feeds, and also it's quite durable, so this is one cost that you don't have to incur again. So this is a checkered giant. It is a giant, so it can acquire heavy weights. It's also a good mother, and it has a good bone to meat density ratio. Mainly known for its spots, so it's checkered, alafu it's quite big. The meat is quite soft and tender. This one is a Californian white. It has the red eyes and the black patch at the nose and the ears. This one is a male one, and you can check the gender. So for a male one, it has a round pointed penis. So when it acquires maturity, it will be able to serve the others. So this one is a Dutch, in which it has a white collar and is black in color. So this one has already kiduled, and their kids are placed in a nesting box. They are placed in a nesting box, in which the nesting box is this shape to allow easy entry and exit of the rabbits, and also downwards it has perforations to allow the droppings and the mkojo kuteremka chini. So when it's almost giving birth, it usually removes its fur, and this one is for heat, to enable it to joto, kuweka joto huku ndani, and it should be closed on these sides to prevent wind from entering. Alafu hapa juu ikiwe na to control the movement, the in and out movement. It can only enter from one side. So for rabbits which have already given birth, the floor should have small spacing to prevent the small ones from dropping downwards. So when they drop down, they become cold or can even be eaten by predators, paka ama mbwa. And when they are small, they are quite small, they don't see anything, so it should be deep enough so that they cannot jump outside. So maybe 1 meter or so. So this one is a young one. It is about 4 months. It is a crossbreed of the earlobe and the checkered giant. So it has produced a rabbit which is black in color, and this one is a female one. So this one is good for meat because it has the combination of an earlobe and a checkered giant. So a giant can attain quite a large kilo mingi, inaweza fikisha kilo mingi. So yeah, this is a Dutch, a cross of a Dutch and a earlobe. So rabbit farming, since I was a child, I grew up interacting with rabbits. I came to take interest in about 2 to 3 years ago, in which I purchased some of my own rabbits. Yeah, so in the 2022-2023, I sell them. I sell them for breeding and also white meat. And their manure is good for kitchen gardens. Rabbit farming is less intensive in managing them. They require only feeding in the morning, water, and in the afternoon you supplement it whether with dry hay or the vines of arrowroots, or even the greens from the garden. So farmers should consider the grade ones, in which they attain the required weight within a short period of time. The kienyeji breeds take a long time to gestation, in which they don't acquire the required weight even after attaining maturity. Also, the bone density ratio of the kienyeji is quite low, in which you have more bone compared to the meat, so you don't get value for your money. So the Flemish Giant is the best one, but for starters, we advise them to purchase the New Zealand White, in which it has a more mothering ability to produce more kids and also to rear them up to maturity. First of all, you have to create a shelter for them where you're going to store them. So on the downside, the droppings must drop downwards. So you have to place a galvanized metal in which it cannot place its feet and maybe break them. The second thing is you have to seal the sides in which wind is coming from, so that at night it may not be cold. The third thing is you have to purchase where you'll be placing the feeds and the water, and place them in a secure environment in which no other unnecessary predators can enter. 3 by 4 meters squared and 1 rabbit per cage, because they fight a lot when you put 2 to more, and then they need a space for resting. After feeding, they usually rest. So if you place them in a congested area, they might infect each other with diseases or even not acquire the required weight because of stress. After 2 months, after they start eating on their own, you can separate them, but you start them with a low amount of rabbit pellets in which they have started. So if they overfeed, they bloat, and bloating is a strategy to disaster. So you have to have the feeding pot in which it should be heavy. I would recommend the clay pot so that it cannot overturn it when you have placed the feeds. And also a clay pot can hold water for longer periods. Also the nesting box, it is placed when it is nearing kidling. The feeds from the duka, it's concentrated in which it has all the nutrients required for fattening, but you can also supplement it using dry hay, using sweet potato vines, sukuma wiki, and also desmodium. I look also in the carbohydrates part and also the fiber part. The fiber is used in digestion and the carbohydrates is used in energy. The protein is used in kutengeneza nyama, the fattening part. Rabbits should be fed twice a day, but in the morning and in the evening. But you can place rabbit pellets in the morning, and in the evening you supplement them using the greens from the garden, which you have to place them in the sun to dry off for about 1 hour to 30 minutes to reduce the moisture content. Yes. The rabbit pellets, in which they are sold in the agrovets or your nearest dealer. Those are the ones which are best for them because it contains different nutrients and they are placed in a pellet size, so the rabbit is able to consume it better than the unga. It is not advisable because you have to reduce on the cost. When the cost of feeding is higher than the cost of selling, that means you'll be making a loss. So you can supplement it so as to keep more money as profit than what you use for you purchasing feeds. Common diseases, the first of which is biosecurity, in which you regulate the amount of people entering in and out. In the morning when you wake up, you look at the general health, how they respond to you as an individual, and also less interaction with foreign animals. So you regulate on the amount of entry and exit, and also you treat the infected ones and place them in an isolation. Yes, a poor diet can make rabbits sick because first of all, it will be slim, in which it will not be able to attain the right size of slaughtering, and also the immunity will not be strong. So any disease will quite take a toll on it. The gestation period of rabbits is 30 days, in which on the 28th day you place a nesting hatch. After mating it, you record the date in which you mated it and the expecting date for kidling. The type of feeds that you feed them with, that is the one that mainly attributes the success. The other one is the breed in which you are rearing. There are breeds which can attain heavy weights, and there are breeds which you can be feeding them for a long period of time and not attaining the required weight. We have the New Zealand, we have the Flemish White, we have the Checkered Giant, we have the Chinchilla one, and we have the California White. Farmers can first of all place a nesting hatch in which to prevent it from giving birth on the ground and leading to them falling down and being eaten by predators. The other one is you place the required amount of feeds or increase gradually the amount of feeds so as to ensure that it has a lot of milk. The third one is placing them in a warm area to prevent baridi kuingia. The fourth one is seal all the loopholes in which they can fall down or even break. We wait for them to acquire a certain age in which we can sell them, because they are very delicate, in which when they are new, they don't have any eyesight or any fur. So we have to wait for the kids to finish suckling and for them to start eating and for them to know how the right amount of feeds to consume. The most common diseases in rabbits are ear-kanga. Ear-kanga is found in the ears and it's brought about by the mites. Mites are small pests that eat out the ear and cause discomfort in the rabbit. It can be prevented by the general cleanliness of the rabbit house, in which you remove the uchafu huku chini na pia kwa kona. If you see that a rabbit is infected by ear-kanga, you should treat it before it spreads. Ear-kanga is treated by ivermectin, in which you inject it on the lower side of the skin, or even for people who can apply a little of the bicycle oil on the ear. It helps in removing the ear-kanga, the mites. Yes, it is transmittable because the mites are small insects which can have legs and they move around. The temperament of the rabbit, the comfort and discomfort of the rabbits, in which ear-kanga, it tends to scratch its ears, and also the response to feeds. When you place feeds and the rabbit is not in a mood to eat, it detects something is wrong with the rabbit. There are no vaccinations in rabbits, but I will recommend biosecurity, in which you clean and also disinfect the rabbit house regularly. I sell my rabbits when they have attained the maturity. For breeders, I sell from 4 to 6 months, in which I sell them live. For the meat consumption, I sell to butcheries or even hotels, in which I slaughter them and sell them per kilos. The first thing is through advertisement. Advertisement can be done either digitally through word of mouth, or even people giving feedbacks on where they bought their produce. So rabbits have a byproduct, in which the first one is manure. The manure can be used in farming. The second one is the urine. The urine is very good in leafy vegetables because it has the ammonia which is used in vegetables. Urine can be used as a pest control, and also can be used as mbolea. Inatumika mix na maji alafu nyunyizie on the roots. It produces very greeny and leafy vegetables. So the factors that affect profitability is the kilos that it has attained. The heavier the rabbit, the more income you're able to get out of the rabbit. The second factor is the breed in which you're rearing. If you rear the local, it is not more profitable as compared to the grade ones. So the grade ones, they are the ones that I would highly recommend for a young farmer or a person as a startup. So the startup cost is, first you have to have the rabbit itself, and the second is you have to have a sustainable source of feeds. The third one is you have to have a stable structure in which it can accommodate the rabbits as they increase. You can start with 2 females and 1 male, in which the price depends according to the person who's selling to you. We sell according to the age, in which after 4 months we start from 1,200, and for a mature rabbit goes for 2,500. For feeds, one rabbit consumes 50 grams. 25 grams in the morning, 25 grams in the afternoon. For one rabbit, a kilo can go for about roughly a week or so. So if you have multiple, that means you have to buy in bulk. So you are able to sustain it for the week without regularly visiting the agrovet. Yes, there is such a thing as overfeeding the rabbits, because you are not supposed to place too much feeds on the containers, as the little ones have not yet started regulating themselves on the amount of feeds to eat. After imeshiba, ina tend kukojolea hiyo chakula, so ikisha kojolea hiyo chakula haiwezi kula zaidi hapo. The other thing is that you can mix the feeds with dry matter. Dry matter is hay. When you mix the feeds with hay, it helps in digestion, as hay is a roughage. The other thing is you must accompany it with water, because it is eating the pellets. The pellets are dry in nature, and also the hay is dry in nature, so it tends to become dusty. So you have to place clean water on regular basis, that is daily. So daily you come, you clean the container, you place fresh water, and also you feeds for it. If you have liked this video, you can subscribe to Paul's Farm. You can find me through my WhatsApp 0794 43 21 72, or my social media handle, in which I'm in Twitter at mwaniki.mureithi 1999, and in Facebook Eric Mwaniki Mureithi. So if you are interested in learning more about rabbit rearing, you can find me in Ngong Matasia, in which our farm is located there, and I will teach you on how to rear rabbits to attain the required weight, and also to be in a profitable venture. You know, it's not all about having the products, it's also having the right customers who are pay on time, and you're able to sustain your business venture. Thank you.